Hello, beautiful people! Welcome back to the Maui Apothecary Magic YouTube channel. My name is Janelle, and I'm going to do a week ahead reading. So this is for the upcoming week of November, starting on the 9th. I am recording this on Sunday the 8th. And I just got inspired to come on and do a reading for you guys. It's never really ideal to record at night, but when the inspiration strikes, you just have to listen to it. So that's what I'm doing. Just shuffling the cards right now. And then we're going to do a spread of mind, body, and spirit. The last reading I did for myself was on the full moon, so on the 31st. And I mean, of course, I've done a few, card pulls since then, but the big message that was coming through was about detoxing. So I found that really interesting, and I've just noticed when I listen to that, I come through a little bit better, but also I'm feeling this shift that we're all going through, and that by taking and focusing on our own physical vessels and beings, we can hold in more light and bring down more light, and then we can be of higher service, and making sure that we're listening to our guidance. I also have been getting a lot of dreams, really prophetic dreams too. So even if it's like really minor things, like I'll dream something really small and then that something really small will happen. And I just think that's really interesting. So I'm kind of wondering if our dreams are trying to communicate with us. They always are, but I'm kind of getting the sense that they're communicating with us in small ways to help prepare us and to train us to listen to our dreams a little bit better, and to not really be because I remember when I was younger, I would get very freaked out when kind of deja vu would happen, and it was a lot of times from things from my dreams and what happened in real life. And now I just kind of am looking at it like, oh cool, that happened in a dream, awesome, interesting. I'm trying not to attach any judgment to it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying not to attach any judgment to prophetic things when they happen, because they can be jarring and they can be scary, but when you have that judgment and reaction to them, it closes you off to receiving more of it. So I just wanted to put that out there just in case anyone else was experiencing that. I took a little poll the other day on my Instagram, and the overwhelming result was that people are experiencing really vivid dreams. So I think that has a lot to do with it being Scorpio season. Also, it was Mercury retrograde, and when that happens, our dreams communicate to us a little bit more. But Mercury is about to transition back to Scorpio as well, so I believe that our dream world, and kind of shadow world and underworld, is really going to be communicating really big with us. So anyways, I just wanted to share that. I felt inspired to share that. So the cards are about shuffled. So I'm going to do a spread right now of mind, body, and spirit. And then I'm going to pull clarifiers for that. So mind, body, spirit, mind, body, spirit. Okay, great. Okay, some of what I just said was confirmed, so I wish there was a way that I could spin you around so you could see it. So I'll just hold them up. So the card I pulled for mind was Interdependence, and it's a really beautiful card of an alligator with birds cleaning its teeth, and there is this inherent trust in this. So part of this is I think we need to start trusting our minds a little bit better, and that the clarifier was memory lane. So if you are experiencing memories, one of the questions that I also took a poll on my Instagram was, if you are experiencing vivid dreams, are you dreaming about people of your past? Because that's something that has come up a lot for me. I've been dreaming about people from my past, and I think it's really to kind of clear it, but also to see probably this interdependence of how certain relationships helped me to get to here. So even if they were just for a day, a week, a month, a year. It was a relationship that was symbiotic in a sense, because it got me to here, and I don't really know where they are, but they're obviously in somewhere else too, and we were obviously catalysts for each other's growth. So if you are so the clarifier being memory lane will be, I wouldn't get too bogged down in it, because I've mentioned this before. When you do go down memory lane, you're remembering a past version of yourself, but you're also remembering a past version of someone else. They're no longer that person, just like you're no longer that person. So it's not something that I would like to definitely attach to, but it seems like it could be helpful in this kind of vein, in this vein of interdependence, especially if you are someone who has a lot of independence. Interdependence, especially at a collective level, is something that we're not necessarily experiencing a lot of. We're not experiencing a lot of it because of all the division and the divide and the polarity and the judgment and the you're right and I'm wrong, and that's what the duality, third dimension duality is. And so there's no escape from it, but you can also observe it. You don't have to attach to it, you don't have to judge it, but you can just say, okay, you can kind of take a higher perspective and be like, I see how their perspective helped me to solidify or grain down or even question my own perspective. And that's going to come up a little bit later in the reading as well. So once again, the cards in reference to our mind, our interdependence, and memory lane. So how can we use these memories to help us to either clear them, accept them, see them as what they are, which were growth and catalyst experiences for us, and to our now moment. And then for the position of body, I pulled Tribe of Dreams. And it's just this beautiful card of, all these people standing around a campfire at night in the woods. And this card really reminds me of, I'm sure you guys have heard of this, but like your spirit tribe or your soul family, and also people in your immediate family can also be soul family as well. So that's what this really reminds me of. I know when you are in the early stages of awakening and you kind of are thrust into this hermit mode, I know that you can have this longing for these people who see you on a soul level, who don't just see you physically, but really feel you and understand you without you having to explain yourself. It's something that I definitely longed for, and now that I kind of have my tribe, which of course continues to grow and evolve and, as well. But it's not something that I necessarily long for in the ways that I did in the early stages of my awakening. I just know that these people are here. We don't have to talk every day, but I know if I'm having some sort of crisis that I don't feel like I can fully articulate with someone, maybe a relationship that's more on the human level, that I know that they'll just understand me and feel me. And a lot of times they've also gone through something similar. So that's also an amazing part about your soul tribe, your tribe of dreams. And also we create this, and it's up to us to bring them together, because we can try, and that's something that I'm realizing from a book that I'm reading right now called Soul Sovereignty. They do talk about soul family and your tribes and your soul tribes, and it's there can be different people can come into your life in different areas of your life, basically. So it might be some work friends, you might have some soul family in your immediate family, you might have some soul family who are your neighbors, you might have some soul family, in all these kind of disconnected kind of ways. But something this book really tries an exercise they want you to do is to invite them all in the same space, bring them all together, and you'll start to feel it out and feel what it's like to be you as the center and you as the catalyst, and you are controlling, and not controlling, but you have brought together your soul family in one space, even if they are from all these different kind of areas. You are the common denominator, you are the common factor, and your soul connection is a common factor. And you'll be so surprised at some of those, you doing that allows others to see their karmic connections with some of the people in your soul tribe too. They might be connected with them as well. We've gone through many, many, many incarnations. So our soul tribe is extensive, and it's not as extensive. The people who are embodied right now aren't as extensive as they are not embodied. So we have a lot more beyond the veil in the spirit realm, who are helping you and cheering you on along the way. But when you are able to meet those people who are alive, living in this third dimensional reality embodied, it's really beautiful, because it does remind you of, oh, I do have so much help. I do have these people. And it does remind you also of the interdependence. There is this inherent trust in this too. The alligator is not going to, chomp down and have the birds for lunch, because they have this symbiotic relationship of like, you help clean me and it's also feeding you. And your life is safe with me. And I think that that's something really beautiful of your soul family and of your tribe of dreams, is because it does allow you to feel safer in your body. It allows you to feel safer in this experience. Of like, wow, I'm seen, I'm heard, I'm felt, and it's safe to be here. And that allows you to inhabit more of your body. So the clarifier for this was also, the best stories produce better stories. So, and this might look like different levels of this as well. So like, someone who might have been your tribe of your soul family, or you thought was in your tribe, exits your tribe, but you still have those stories. And the memory lane is also dinging me right now too, that card as well, because they were still there. And even if that relationship ends and is put to bed, it still is going to produce better stories down the line. You don't know who else is going to come in. I know, just a personal share for me, out of the past relationships that I've had, I have always felt that I was like, well, if this one doesn't work out, that's okay, because it was still so much better than my last one. And so it's only getting better. That's kind of like I was like, if this is what spirit brought me this time, then like, oh my gosh, the next time is going to be even more awesome. Like, so especially because of your levels of awareness and your awakeness and who you are open and ready to receive in your life. There are times where you are not ready to have your tribe of dreams, where you need to stay in that hermit mode. But our body is really longing for this connection, especially in this kind of year where there's all this social distancing, probably not a lot of physical touch from people outside of your like immediate family as our friends, and even that maybe not. I know people within the same house that have social distanced and worn masks around each other, but not in a way of judgment, but just as an example. So I do feel this longing for like our people. I feel this longing for touch. I feel this longing for this really true connection in a physical way. So I know for me, like a lot of my soul family is, we've never met actually in person. A lot of it is through, internet connection. So yeah, I feel that in my body as well. Like I would absolutely love to call in the people who are physically here on Maui. And I'm like, as I'm saying this, I'm like also scared to put this out in the universe, but also I know that that's a really great growing opportunity for me, because that's going to allow me to open up, especially in a year that I haven't had that much physical interaction with, as of living alone. And then also when I go to work, my office is alone. So like I have to physically seek out physical contact and connection. It's not just like inherent in my day to day. So yeah, it would be, so yeah, I guess I'm putting that out there. I am, really, inspired and looking forward to creating more soul family and meeting more of my soul family and tribe on Maui, because I am feeling that, and even this, the best stories produce better stories. So I've had those internet relationships that give me the time and the space and the distance and yada, yada, yada. But like, I think the next level would propel me, to be even a better tribe member, and then be able to bring all of those people together, whether it be in physical or, just in an internet space, because that is how a lot of things are happening. A lot of meetings are happening this year are through physical spaces, or through internet spaces. So we did mind, we did body, and I'm just going to have some iced tea. And now we're going to do spirit. And that's so funny that I just did that because the card is drink water. But the card is actually, so that was the clarifier. But the card is, I'm sorry, my lighting is so difficult, but it's a typewriter. And what it says, it just has one line on it. And it says, perception is reality. Don't forget that. And then clarifier, drink water. So as things may start to tighten up, as restrictions may start to go into effect again or not, it's just one timeline of possibility, but that might happen, and we are seeing that trend, in some places, in some other countries, in some states as well. How you perceive that and how you react to that. Number one, this is in the position of spirit. So it is absolutely something that your spirit wants to experience and participate in. Otherwise, you wouldn't be experiencing it. However, it's an opportunity to shift your reality by your perception of it. So if you believe that say lockdown, for example, if you believe that is taking your freedoms away, taking your rights away, taking your sovereignty away, if you are projecting these things onto it, then that's what you're going to create in your reality. However, if you think, oh wow, this is giving me more time, more space, more just like sitting with it, really, I'm hearing excavating the shadow. It's giving you time to deep dive into your shadow. It's giving you time to deep dive into your emotions that are coming up. It's giving you the space to do that without other people's projections being, projected onto you. And you have the ability to shape your reality by the nature of your thoughts, your beliefs, and your perceptions. Well, your perceptions really are your thoughts and beliefs. And then that also translates to the emotional body as well, because it can be very triggering when you're like, I know I was faced with something last week, and now that I've had the weekend to kind of digest it, I'm not quite as like raw about it. I'm like, okay, well, it's one avenue, it's one possibility. There's infinite timelines of possibility. So they are saying this is a possibility that this might happen. There might be a rise in cases, and if there's a rise in cases, we're going to require you to do this. And I automatically was like, rawr, because we've already given up this. That was my perception. I've already acquiesced to this. I've already acquiesced to this. I am protecting myself. I am like a grown ass human and I'm making good decisions and good choices, and I know my health and I know my body better than anyone else. Like, how dare you? So, and that was like really my knee-jerk reaction. And then my action was, okay, let me remove myself from this. Like, if these are the things that you're going to start putting into place, then I don't want to be physically here and a part of this. I can do this from here. I don't need to be there where you're going to add all of these other things that I don't agree to. And now that I've had some time to sit with it, I definitely am not the like raw. I'm definitely like seeing the other side of it, of like, they're just trying to keep us safe. They are trying to avoid another complete shutdown. They're just trying to be preventative, put in some measures. Okay, it's not ideal, but I'm just going to roll with it because they are just projecting that this might happen. It might not happen. The opposite might happen. All this bullshit might go away. Hi plant. Hi plant, sorry. I'm very emotive. You know, so it's just one, and by having my perception so narrow, I pigeonholed myself into basically putting myself in the limelight of people that I don't want to be on their radar at all. You know, it's people I would rather just be right under their radar and have no, you know, just it is what it is. So that is definitely okay. So, and now I'm seeing that it really is a lesson. It's a lesson from spirit. It's a lesson from spirit that we should be sitting with it and not really reacting and acting on these knee-jerk reactions, but sitting with it. And it's so interesting because I tried to sit with it and I just couldn't. It was like the anger, and then also like not being seen as someone who is taking good care of my health, and not being seen as someone who is like a grown-ass adult who like should be allowed to make decisions for themselves. But I was thinking always about it in a very like personal way, and not as definitely not in a tribe of dreams way, and I definitely wasn't thinking about it in an interdependence way. And, you know, it's still something, like I said, it's a timeline. It's just on the timeline of possibilities. It's not something that's, you know, in fruition, but by me acting upon it, I'm making it more of a definite, whereas in reality, it's just a possibility. And quite frankly, there's very few definites in this world. So, and then the clarifier, drink water. So I think that goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of, we're going to want to detox our bodies and our physical systems, especially of this heaviness. And we do that by, you know, eating great food, sweating, sleeping, you know, juice fasts, water fasts. I water fasted at the beginning of the year, and I had never experienced so much like just natural energy and like natural high, and like I needed like very little sleep, but when I did sleep, I was waking up and I was like really healing. I could tell my dreams were like very healing, and my body was healing, and then I'd wake up and it was like a brand new day, and I was wide awake, and it's so beautiful that, you know, for almost 3 weeks I just survived on water, and I've never felt better. So I am definitely feeling the call to, and of course, like, that's just a personal story. I'm not advocating for that if that's not something that your body can handle. Just I'm advocating for us to truly tune into our bodies, because spirit is trying to help us here, and it's trying to give us that cue of it's time to just like sit with it, drink some water, hydrate, don't act, don't react. And it's inviting us to do also to see ourselves in the context of something larger through those interdependence and tribe of dreams cards. It's not just about you. You might be having your feelings, you might be having your opinions, you might be having your identity politics, you might be triggered. But how does that relate to the whole context, the whole? How does that relate to the whole? And how can your perceptions help to shape your reality into something that you do want to participate in fully, alive and fully, and with all of your energy and your might behind it? So I'm just going to pull one last card. This is from the Using Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle by Judy Hall. So I'm just going to see if there is a crystal that wants to guide our week. So let's see. Okay, I got 2. Okay, great. So the first one is amethyst. And amethyst is great. I have one like right here. Excuse me while I grab this mega amethyst. This is so beautiful. This is actually listed on my website if anyone is interested in it. It's this like gorgeous purple. Like it's just like this, oh, I just like love it. So amethyst is our first crystal that came through. And amethyst is all about connecting to our higher wisdom and the higher, like the highest we can go. It's a crown chakra stone. So It's really great for people who are clairaudient and experiencing a lot of clairaudience. It can help tune down the noise. For this week, yes, it is going to be a little bit loud. So having amethyst nearby, it's also going to, so amethyst translates to not drunk, so it can really help with the detoxifying, because you're not going to be getting like the cravings of like possibly like alcohol or sugar, or you know, whatever your vices are. It can really help to silence them, and then so it's like it kind of like replaces the lower and brings in the higher. So it replaces the lower like nagging, like you want this, you want this, you want this. And it just brings in the like the higher guidance of like, you are whole and complete. And like, you know, yeah, oh God, this is gorgeous. And then God, I love amethyst. But yes, this one is available on my website, MallyApothecaryMagic.com. It is gorgeous. It's a skeletal piece. So you see those skeletals, which allow you to both go more deeper internal and then also more external. So it's great. It has like kind of a double purpose. And I just love too that it does stand, and it's like starting to get smoky. Like, yeah, you can kind of see that. It's like a little bit smoky at the bottom too. So then you get the added benefit of the smoky quartz. So this is a gorgeous piece. So, and then the other crystal that came through, which I have across the room, but I'm not going to get up, is rhodochrosite. I think I finally said that right for the first time. And this is a really great, like, emotionally healing stone. It's a heart chakra stone. Ooh, yeah, I'm definitely feeling that. So it's definitely a heart chakra stone. It can help with like heaviness and moving the heaviness out of your heart chakra, which is honestly just embracing it in light and love, which I know that's like, oh, just light and love, but like, no, those are like extremely high and very powerful frequencies if you know how to use them correctly. And that's by not turning away from our shadow. That's by not turning away from the emotions that might be heavy or dense, but truly like diving into them, embracing them, wrapping them with love, and seeing what gold is there. Because that's the thing about the shadows. There's always gold in them. That's where also crystals grow. Crystals grow in mines in the darkness. Most of them grow in mines in the darkness, and we go into the darkness and mine them out and bring them out for our own highest benefit. And of course, it's an agreement that they make too with the earth of like after, 200 million years after however many years. But yeah, okay, so I just I opened the book for rhodochrosite, and it says the heart reviver. The heart reviver. So how many of us have lost tune with our heart? How many of us have lost the call of our heart and are not listening, and our hearts are closed off? That's a normal coping mechanism. When you feel unsafe in the world, the first thing you do is close your heart. And that's why it's beautiful that like the Tribe of Dreams card came up, as well as interdependence, because those are heart opening experiences. When you have people that you can openly and fully share with, you are opening your heart, you're expressing your authenticity, you're expressing your light. They are bringing you back to life. Like, have you ever had a conversation with someone where you're just kind of like going through the motions of your life, and then you have this conversation that you feel just brings you back to life? That's what this crystal is like, and that's what we might experience this week. We might experience people who are like-minded, like-hearted, like-spirited. There are spirit tribes, there are spirit families. Like, how beautiful is that? And I think the amethyst is really saying, like, listen to me, because I will position you in the right places. I'll give you the inspiration, I'll give you the nudges with your listening to go in the right places. And these right places that you go in are going to end up reviving your heart, because when you live in a grounded, heart-centered way, there is nothing to fear. There is only love, and all of the encounters that you're having are only going to be for your highest highest good. But of course, it's all going to be dependent on what your perception of them are, because perception is your reality. The nature of your beliefs, the nature of your thoughts, the nature of your emotions is what shapes and manifests thought into form for your reality. So are your beliefs, are your perceptions, are they serving your highest good? Are they serving your heart? Or are they keeping your heart shut down and closed? Because then you can't emote, then you can't have empathy, then you can't have compassion. And what else does this world need right now but the fucking compassion and like realizing now we really are so much more similar than we are different. We are all going through this shitstorm together. So do you want to do this in an inspired way, or do you want to do this in a victim-based way? It's up to you. It's up to you. So that was the week ahead reading. I do just want to read a little bit of the book for the rhodochrosite. So it says, rhodochrosite teaches the heart to assimilate painful feelings without shutting down, dissolving denial and identifying ongoing detrimental patterns. It offers compassionate love and forgiveness. You face the truth with loving awareness. And it also does say, you may be repressing something you don't want to face. So that's maybe where the memory lane is coming from. And it says it's time for a change of view, time for a change of perception. Begin to seek the gifts in your experiences, the experiences of your tribe of dreams, the experiences of when you get to express your interdependence. Check out whether you were taught in childhood. Check out whether what you were taught in childhood is still relevant to the person that you are today. So are your beliefs still based on what you were programmed to believe? And I mean programmed in a totally neutral way. When you're born up until 7 years old, your reality and your beliefs and how you operate in this world is completely dictated by other people. It's by the experiences that others brought to you. It's by what your parents believed, your siblings believed, your friends believed, your school, what your school told you to believe. So are you still holding on to these past patterns from childhood? And memory lane, like this is gonna happen, but it's time to put them to rest, because by you putting these stories to rest, loving and compassionately and thanking them, honestly thanking them, even the hard shit, thank everything for what it showed you, because it got you to here. It got you to the person that you are today. And how beautiful is that? The best stories produce better stories. So by putting them to bed, burying the hatchet, freeing yourself, transmuting it, giving it to Mama Gaia, you are giving yourself the room and the space to call in what you truly want and what you truly desire. So with that, I hope you have a beautiful week. If you enjoyed this, I'd love a thumbs up, or feel free to leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Loving you.